Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar, Stayntouch Product Enhancements, version 5.81, Multi-Property Template Configuration, Shared Notes, and more, presented by Stayntouch Implementation Consultant, Natasha Leck. I'm your host, Erin Fisher, the content writer here at Stayntouch. Today's presentation will cover how you can get the most out of the Stayntouch PMS version 5.81 product release. In this webinar, we will cover the following enhancements: multi-property template configuration, pre-release of Rate Tiger integration, Ideas G3 and iHotelier/TravelClick component suites, Toast POS, the ability to delete existing restaurants, our new API integrations, enhancements to connect APIs, the ability to view past applied rate strategies, rate display order, add and remove shared notes when a guest, company, or travel agent card is attached to a reservation, add on date ranges for groups, and zero value allowance price for more than one allowance. We will have a short Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Feel free to submit questions throughout the presentation, and we will answer them in the order they are received at the end. And that's all I have right now. Natasha, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Erin. Alrighty, let's dive right in. Release webinar 5.81. The first topic that I want to do a little sneak peek of is our multi-property template configuration. Now, this is for properties that are using our multi-property functionality. We now also support the multi-property template configuration. This does have to be enabled, so please contact customer support to do so. So this is our normal chain dashboard that you can see here, and then it is now possible to also switch to configuration under, let me just log in. Under configuration, you can create the template for your property. You can see some examples in here for templates that can be created. And the idea for these templates is to subscribe hotels within the chain. So updates that are made on the chain level will automatically display for the subscribed hotels. Templates that are going to be marked as multi-property. So let me just dive into, for example, financials charge groups. We can see here that when you activate a charge group, it's going to be automatically created and activated in all properties. And what I would like to show as well is when, for example, we are in the properties, I can decide for my hotel that I want to subscribe this property. And what that's going to do is all chain templates will then be automatically shown in this specific property and any of the additional templates that will be configured. For more information on this feature, please use the multi-property template configuration article on our help desk. There will be a lot more information in there as to the specific templates that can be created for your property. And as I already mentioned, to have this enabled, please contact customer support. The next topic is going to be related to Rate Tiger. So not something that I would be able to show just yet, but what I want to mention is that our team is currently starting a pilot with Rate Tiger Channel Manager integration. This integration will support reservation download as well as rate and restriction upload. And I just want to mention to contact support if you'd like to get connected for Rate Tiger Channel Manager. I am just going to pull up property for the next topic, which is relating to ideas. So for any customers that currently have the Ideas G3 integration already, a new toggle has been added that can be seen via the integrations, revenue management system, and then ideas. If you have this activated, as I said, in G3, we can now see at the bottom the new toggle, which is send component suites. With this toggle enabled, component suite messages will send to ideas as part of the availability and new messages. Again, if you're interested in this feature, please contact or please coordinate activation with our support team as well as with IDS. Continuing on a similar topic, it's relating to iHotelier/TravelClick. Amadeus has added support for component suites in iHotelier. If this is something that you are interested in using, you will have to contact Amadeus for this, but I just wanted to mention that here as well. The next topic is also going to be on integrations and is related to Toast. Under integrations and POS integrations, we're able to find, if you have this enabled, your integration with Toast. In here, you would also see your restaurants, if you have this set up, of course, and the mapping that is related to your specific restaurant. Now, any restaurants that are currently mapped in Stayntouch can now also be deleted via this specific setting. So via integrations, POS or point of sale interface, and then Toast, and then click on restaurants from here. All existing mapping that is related to this restaurant that you'll be deleting will also automatically be deleted. Continuing on more information for integrations, I just want to pull up our release notes. And what I would like to show is the new vendors that Stayntouch now integrates with. So we have a list in our integration or in our release notes that can be seen here. First one is Flash Parking, Runner API, AI, and please note that all of these are linked as well. So you'll be able to find more information on the different vendors and on the integration. So as I said, Runner AI, Friva, with all the different registration options in there. We have Lounge Up, WorkSpot, Nevo Suite by Nevotech, CareCode, Blend, BackQ. Again, all of these are linked. Avon, ResiList, Skipper Hospitality, and the last one, Purple Cloud Technology. Last topic for integrations on the release notes is going to be related to our Connect APIs. As you can see here, we have a new attribute default amount in our Get Add-ons API, which will now display the static add-on amount saved in Stayntouch PMS, not considering any date ranges. The other topic that can be seen here is the allotment or group block type attribute included in our get group endpoints. This is specifically, of course, for our API integrations and our vendors for additional information. All right, moving into revenue management. We're going to have a look at the option to see past rate strategies. So I'm just going to move into one of my properties. It is now possible to see the past applied rate strategies by adjusting the from toggle in the rate strategy itself. So if we go to our menu, revenue management, and rate strategy, we automatically default to configure. But when I move to apply, you can see a from and to date range. And by moving the from date to a past day, let me just move this, you're able to see the past strategy. It is not possible to adjust past strategies, important to note. So you're able to see it over here, but you're not able to make any adjustments. Continuing on revenue management, I want to highlight the rate display in our settings. So when I go into our settings and then move into rates and rates, I just want to show that rate sorting was not maintained previously when navigating to different pages. And per expected functionality, rates displaying here can now be displayed by rate type. So we can filter in here from A to Z using this bar to adjust, or group by rate type. You can see the adjustments being made here. All right, now it's time to have a look at some of the reservation enhancements. we're going to have a look at a functionality that we're hopefully all familiar by now with, is going to be our shared notes. In addition to the shared notes functionality is when associating a company, travel agent, or a guest card to a reservation, if there are any shared notes on there, they will automatically be added to the stay card. So if I move into my reservation, at the moment I don't have any company or travel agent card attached, and I don't have any notes in my guest card. If I now move to add a company, and I associate this with the reservation, you can see that if there's any company notes that should be posted to the reservation, will display here. It's also good to note that you can see company note here, which means that you will not be able to make any adjustments. Adjustments have to be made from the company card or travel agent or guest card, of course, but I'm using my company card as example. If I now go into my company card and I make an adjustment to my notes, let's say, for example, make an adjustment to my webinar notes, webinar note adjustment. As soon as that is adjusted, you will be able to see that as well in the note that is associated with the reservation. If a note is deleted, obviously this will also be updated here. So if I delete my note, or even better, if I decide to remove this toggle where it updates in all reservations, you will be able to see that that note is now disappeared. So that is not going to just display on the reservations anymore. If I put it back to update in all reservations, we'll be able to see that that will be back, but I just want to display as well that when a note is deleted, you will see that it's now removed as well from the stay card. Lastly, if a guest card, travel agent card, or company card is removed, the associated notes will no longer display on the stay card. So if I remove this card from my reservation, you will see that my company notes will also disappear. All right, let's have a look at the next topic, which is add-on date ranges for groups. As with existing add-on date range functionality, let me just pull that up so that we can have a look at it together. Under rates and rate add-on settings, you will be able to see that the enable add-on date range and sets toggle must be enabled for this option to be available. So we have our enable add-on date range and sets toggled on, and then I just want to show the add-ons that I have created that we can use as an example, where under add-ons, we have our add-on with date range. So here we see the normal add-on. When I scroll to the bottom, you will see that I have it set up for 5th to 7th of June for a price of $15. And then from the 8th to the 11th, it is going to be $20. Now, when I add this add-on to a group, I'm going to go into my manage groups, and we have a add-on date range example group in there. Group gets created as normal, and when you decide to associate an add-on, depending on the date range, so I have a date range from the 6th until the 10th in here, which means it's going to take two separate prices because that's what we've set up, is you'll be able to see here the different options. So here you'll see that at a rate of 15 euros in this case, it's going to be for the 6th and the 7th, whereas for 20, it's going to be from the 8th to the 10th. If there is going to be additional prices, you will be able to see on the group confirmation email and on invoices that it's going to display as multiple. So I have already sent myself a confirmation email for my group, and if I scroll to the bottom under add-on with date range, that is of course the add-on that I created, you can see that my price is multiple. All right, then we're already on the last topic of the release notes today, which is related to allowances. let me pull up. So if I go to my dashboard, and the topic is specifically to address, or this enhancement is to address a scenario where the value of all allowances was not consumed when there was more than one of the same allowance add-on with a zero price. Now, that is a lot of information. So of course, I already have a reservation that I would be able to show this with. So let me just pull up my allowance reservation. So what I'm going to do is for my allowance demo, I have created two different add-ons. Let me see. So I have add-on 1 and add-on 2 to make it very easy. And you can see that the price is 0, but that the value is a specific amount. And now what's happening before is if there was two add-ons within the same setup that were both on a 0 amount, that value is not being used. But now if I add both of these to my reservation, perfect. And I'm going to check in this reservation, otherwise I'm not able to see the allowance that I have. The check-in process we should all be familiar with, I hope. What I want to show you under bill and charges, we can see our allowance. So we see the 0 amount and the value in here. And if I now decide to post a charge that is obviously relating to those two, let's see, we have this set up as FMB, so that's going to be my Mars. Let's say I add that. You will now see that this is being consumed by the allowance. So you'll see that amount on here. As per expected functionality, of course. Alrighty, I believe those are all the topics that I wanted to cover today for the release notes.
Awesome, thank you, Natasha. I'd now like to take the floor to answer any questions. I see we have one question from Nick, and he asks, can you link multiple restaurants on the Toast integration?
So that is something separate of this. Normally we would have those different restaurants display, and what is the option now is that if there is multiple set up, you would be able to delete them. So according to our normal Toast, depending on what you have set up in Toast itself, we would be able to see that in Stayntouch.
All right, thank you, Natasha. I don't see any other questions yet, but I'll give everyone a few seconds to enter those. All right, if there are no questions, I'll switch back to my screen. All right, so in this webinar, we covered multi-property template configuration, the pre-release of the Rate Tiger integration, Ideas G3 and iHotelier / TravelClick component suites, Toast POS and the option to delete existing restaurants, new API integrations, enhancements to connect APIs, the option to view past applied rate strategies, rate display order, how to add or remove shared notes when guest, company, or travel agent cards are attached to a reservation, add-on date ranges for groups, and finally, zero value allowance price for more than one allowance. With that, I'd like to conclude our presentation. Thank you all for joining, and if you have any additional questions, feel free to contact me at erin.fisher@stayntouch.com. Thanks again.